So there's a video out by Aevy TV called "We Found Out Why Bollywood Is Dying" feat Ranbir Kapoor, and there's a really good channel. They make a lot of cool videos, so definitely check it out. I'll put the link in the description, and let's have a look what they have to say about it. What Ranbir Kapoor has to say about it. I was gonna say Ranbir Singh. Sorry, no. Let's watch this. All right. All right. Hey, nice.
नहीं सर, मैं ये पूछ रहा था, आपको क्या लगता है आजकल ये बॉलीवुड मूवीज चल क्यों नहीं रही है?
आजकल ना ये लोग साउथ इंडियन मूवीज नेटफ्लिक्स एवी टीवी पे ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड है.
Nice. It's a good deep fake, huh?
Pandemic has gone down south. Literally, there was a time when Bollywood movies were able to influence culture. Bollywood depicted society's deepest tensions and aspirations. But in the last few years, things have changed. Bollywood is reeling from a string of flops and everyone's constantly questioning why. My name is Achina Maya and I am going to help you cut through the noise and take you behind the scenes of what's actually going on with Bollywood. So there was a research carried out by the SBI research team and economic advisor Soumya Ghosh, which analyzes the major issues with the Hindi movie industry and the behavioral shift in the viewer's psyche of the new India. It states, COVID managed to do something that the two world wars couldn't do. It shut down the cinemas. Before the pandemic, on an average, 70 to 80 movies were released every year in Hindi, and they average around 4,000 to 5,500 crore per year. But since January 2021 until last month, only 63 movies have been released with a collection of 3,300, and 50% of this revenue comes from 18 dubbed movies. The average rating of the 45 Hindi movies on IMDb was just 5.9, way less than the 18 dubbed ones, which was 7.3. You see, the rating of a movie is an important tool to establish the sentiment around the movie. So if a movie has a good rating, it usually performs well at the box office. In fact, a statistical exercise shows that extra 1 point at IMDb rating leads to 17 crore more at the box office. Bollywood has constantly been delivering lackluster, mediocre content and receiving bad ratings. We are witnessing weekly bloodbaths at the box office. It's kind of seeming like Bollywood is losing its...
Why is like Raksha Bandhan like 150 crores budget? What were they doing with that?
Thrown to Tollywood. With movies like RRR, KGF, Bahubali, South Indian cinema is taking the world by a storm and pulling box office collections like never before. 3 of the top 5 grossing films in India are South Indian films. Despite Telugu being the 4th most spoken language in the nation of 1.4 billion people, Tollywood earned a whopping 212 million, surpassing its Hindi language cousin by 197 million. It's safe to say that filmmakers in the South have figured out how to create content that is universal and transcends regardless of language.
Nice, funny add-ons.
डायरेक्टर साहब, ये क्रिंज कंटेंट हम बॉलीवुड में नहीं करते.
ये बॉक्स ऑफिस पे नंबर 1 है.
रीमेक.
Another reason for Bollywood's decline is the rise in the number of multiplexes and a massive decline in single-screen theaters. So almost 60% of a film's revenue comes from box office, and a large chunk of this used to be the single-screen theaters. A multiplex ticket costs around 3 to 4 times more than single-screen. Plus, They sell popcorn at such high prices, it's as if the popcorn is garnished with gold. It makes the whole spend of watching a movie abysmally high. 62% of the single-screen theatres that remained in India are in South India, with only 16% in
Makes
North
sense.
and 10% in West. South still has the culture of single-screen cinemas with affordable ticket prices, so the films from there and the stars from there are attracting mass footfalls, and this is also one of the reasons why South Indian movies are still able to generate revenues. Another very interesting demographic to note here is that the South Indian states also have a higher share of elderly people compared to North Indian states. And it's these older people who would still prefer watching movies on the big screen in theaters as opposed to us millennials who use more online platforms to watch movies.
Makes
In
sense.
South India, on premiere days, fans can still be seen creating towering multi-story wooden structures and smothering these structures in flower gardens to celebrate these actors. This just does not exist in Bollywood anymore.
Something happened to my...
ರಜನಿಕಾಂತ್ ಮೂವಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಬಾ ಹೋಗುವ
ಇರೋದು ಚಿನ್ನ
ಅರೆ ನಡು ಗೋದಮ್ ರಾರೆ
That's one way to put it. He'll be sleeping.
Another major reason for Bollywood's decline is the emerging OTT platforms which have totally disrupted the Indian entertainment industry. The number of OTT subscribers in India is expected to reach 50 crores by the end of next year, and the OTT market is going to be 11,944 crores by 2023. The rise in OTT is eating into cinema viewers' profits as more than 50% of the people use OTT for more than 5 hours in a month.
That's one thing, right? That suddenly after pandemic, even for the theaters, right, the cost of running it is increased. So they have to sell higher, prices for tickets and popcorn and everything. But then people who watch films, even for them, economically, they are also struggling, right? So they cannot spend so much money on watching a film in a theater. It's become such a big expense. And then OTT comes in with such affordable prices for a month and a year. Like, I think it's like $14.99 for a year for Amazon, which I think comes down to some 100 something per month. Like, that's the best choice, and you can watch anything. You can watch shows, you can watch films, in any language, with subtitles. Just the ease at your home, just sit at your home on your phone, whatever. So I think that's what, pandemic was a catalyst. That this was going to happen maybe like 5, 6, 10 years down the line. But because of the pandemic, everyone staying home, it happened very quickly. And now the struggle is going on. But South, as I said also, they have a culture. Now the statistics also of having single screen and elderly people makes more sense, but they have a culture of watching films in cinemas and watching together. In North side, that culture is not there, and then the whole negativity also plays a part in it. So it's all a mixture of all these things coming together.
And it's not just this. OTT is also what exposed Indian audiences to the best of world cinema. People started watching movie shows with choices across the world and regional offerings, including Telugu, Tamil, Marathi, Punjabi, and so on. And do the math right, it costs around 500 rupees now to watch a movie in PVR. In that 500 rupees, you can literally get 5 months of OTT subscription and watch films ranging from Tollywood to all Korea's blockbusters. So the movie really needs to be an out-of-the-world experience for a person to make that physical and cognitive effort to commute all the way to a theater and spend so much money just to entertain themselves. And if it's just a matter of entertainment, it's not just the OTT platforms. There's also the big daddy YouTube, which is
I spend so much time watching YouTube. So much. More than watching movies, series, I spend on YouTube.
huge huge amount of content revolving around Bollywood itself, accessible 24/7 for absolutely free. What did Ranbir Kapoor say about Alia Bhatt while promoting Brahmastra? On Coffee with Karan, did Sara Ali Khan and Janhvi Kapoor refer to Vijay Devarkonda as a piece of cheese? It has literally everything. Videos, comments, reviews, memes. It's a gold mine of content and entertainment. Whereas Bollywood, not so much, and certainly not in theaters. Every time there was a challenge from audiences aided by disruptive technology, Bollywood always responded by changing its content to stay relevant. In fact, one of Bollywood's most famous films, Sholay, became a blockbuster in 1975 partly because of the novelty of the 70mm widescreen format and the stereophonic sound. However, this time Bollywood is truly struggling to keep up with the times and technology. Yes, Brahmastra was an exception and delivered brilliant visual effects, but if you watch Thugs of Hindustan, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm not.
Hey, I'm director, producer, actor, writer of this movie. Tomorrow one scene, I jump from plane, and when I jump down, one tiger bekali.
Sir, tiger chudandi sir.
Wow!
Oh, director sir, मैं वो MBA visual effects वाला sir. Whatever you need, I can make like this.
कल रणबीर एक टाइगर से फाइट करेगा, एक बढ़िया टाइगर चाहिए.
बढ़िया tiger. Sir, ready.
ऐसा विजुअल इफेक्ट्स मैंने कभी नहीं देखा.
Digital content is engaging audiences at home. South Indian movies are engaging audiences in theaters. Bollywood is left playing second fiddle. Another area where Bollywood is totally missing the point is understanding what their audience wants. It's increasingly westernizing content and limiting its appeal to an urban audience
That's also
at
a
the
thing.
expense of the 70% of population that lives outside of cities. They're forgetting that it was this audience that has given generations of Bollywood stars their blockbusters and super hits. They're trying to make these true-to-life movies, forgetting the intent
Keraya was a good film and it was meant for OTT, so
behind why an average man goes to watch a movie. Think of an Ola driver, okay? He comes from a long, stressful day at work. He just wants a getaway. He wants the thrills, the chases. He wants to see the hero fight, beat up the villain, and win. And not watch some complex artsy cinema about someone else's ordinary life.
बहुत थक गया हूँ भाई. कौन सी मूवी लगी है?
सर, यहाँ पे हमारे पास गहराइयाँ हैं और यहाँ पे हमारे
I wish they had used some other film for Bollywood.
पास RRR.
इसमें क्या होता है?
इसमें सर एक लड़का होता है और एक लड़की होती है और एक लड़की होती है और एक लड़का होता है. वो जो लड़की होती है वो इस लड़के के साथ होती है, लेकिन ये जो लड़का रहता है वो प्रॉपर्टी के साथ होता है, क्योंकि प्रॉपर्टी लड़की की होती है, इसके लिए वो लोग साथ में नहीं रह पाते. तो जब वो फाइनली ये लड़की अपने लड़के 2 के साथ प्रॉपर्टी के साथ रहने लग जाती है.
अरे वो सब छोड़, इसमें क्या होता है?
सर, इसमें वो हीरो ऐसा मारता है और वो उड़ता है सर.
उड़ता है?
हाँ सर, और टाइगर है सर.
टाइगर है? अरे चल, ये टिकट ले.
And it's something we also here realize, right? That at the end of the day, when people switch on TV or open YouTube, they're tired, their brain is off, and you can't give them content that doesn't excite or entertain them. Even if our goal is to educate, the packaging has to be entertainment because your life circumstances shouldn't come in the way of education. And it's our responsibility to do that. In fact, this is one area where South Indian cinema truly hits the ball out of the park. They cater to the masses and prioritize what their audience wants. The South Indian directors and actors are deeply rooted in their culture. They celebrate the ordinary, the normal. Acts and actors are not necessary, but the ability to charm the audience is a must. They
Yep, that's
understand
true.
that a film needs to be loved, not necessarily understood, not to be studied, not rationalized, but loved. The hardcore
But my question is that we want those kind of films too, but Malayalam Tamil cinema makes that too, so
raw emotions, massive over-the-top action films, and good storytelling has always been at the crux of Southern cinema, and it is what is taking these filmmakers to global stages now. By now, you should have got an idea on why Bollywood is collapsing and being eclipsed by the South Indian cinema. It seems like people aren't boycotting Bollywood, they simply aren't going to the movies anymore.
Shiva, Shiva. It was a great video. I'm hitting the like button. I like that Shiva Shiva touch. Amazing video. Definitely guys check out AV TV. I'll put the link in description. Really like the video, really good solid points. The Geraya thing and like they should be different kind of films, but you know, we can make for the OTT. I actually don't believe in the fact that what audience want only make that, because if you start only doing that, then they'll, you know, only one kind of films there, right? So I think a lot of people, that's why they don't like RRR or KGF, because they were so successful that now everyone will try to make those films only, you know. So what about the other kind of films of you know, for other audiences? So I think that's not gonna happen because of the OTT. Any person making, you know, with full conviction there what the story they want to tell, it will, you know, hit the mark. Not the way everyone, like a Geraya, even if it had come out in theaters, you cannot expect it to do 200 crores. That's not the kind of film it is, you know. And not here, go anywhere in the world, only big films, you know, get that kind of business. Smaller films, you know, rooted films, small films like Kantara was, you can say, exception, but again, you know, there are commercial elements to it, you know, but the way they blend it all, that's what makes it amazing. But yeah, like you have to rethink, like the business people in Bollywood have to understand their shit. They know what's happening, and you know, then start making films based on the passion. I think that's very, very important, because when you see Yash, you know, going to multiple cities talking about the film, he's been with the film for so long, you see that he's also passionate. He's not just as an actor, I'm doing this film, you know. I think that's what happens when like Akshay Kumar is doing 10 films a year and he just shows up for everyone and no one cares about any of them. I think recently someone was saying that he needs to stop doing 4-5 films, just do 2 or 1, you know, because audience are now fed up. They don't care what you're doing. And again, the pricing thing, very much important. Like if your price is too high, no one's gonna go, because now they have an option to sit home and watch anything they want, and they know after a month or something it will come on OTT. So I think the same thing over and over thing. But great video. Thank you, Aevy TV, for this video. Guys, definitely check them out. I think they have a whole team and they make a lot of cool videos. I've gone through their channel. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Next you can watch this, and I'll see you next time.